It literally was like I had this mask on and I was suffocating because I couldn't breathe because of the mask. I was portraying who he wanted me to be.
But I'm not going to mask myself just to make somebody else feel okay or above me.
When you're in an environment that is not psychologically safe for you, then you will be afraid to go and say, hey, I'm having this issue or X, Y, and Z.
It's okay to be imperfect. I'm not perfect. Baby, I'm not Jesus. I am not the Father.
Hey, welcome to the Trigger Happy Hour, where we take shots of the truth straight with no chase.
It's your host that do the most, Daquana Darnisha, and get ready as we dive deep, laugh loud, and unpack triggers you've been dodging.
Buckle up, y'all, because healing ain't always pretty,
but it's always real.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Darnisha, licensed mental health counselor, mommy of two. I like to give it to you straight with no chase, but sometimes I gotta put a little sugar on the rim to ease it up. But either way it go, I'm gonna give it to y'all 100 proof true.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Daquan giving to you straight with no chase. Let's flip that doubt into drive, no more negative thinking, and let's get it popping. Welcome back to another episode of Trigger Happy Hour. We're tapping into something that hits deep today, right? And that's psychological safety. But first, you already know the routine. What is that song choice of the day that best describes your mood? Darnisha, what's your song for today?
All right, y'all. So I'm feeling real good today. I had a good day. Today was a productive day. I spent some time with my children. I even cooked dinner today.
Okay.
I made some homemade chicken noodle soup because it was snowing today.
Okay. It snowed?
It snowed, child. It snowed. I am in the Middle West. So, anywho, my song choice for today is I'm going to give y'all that James Brown, that I feel good. I knew that I would not. Yes, that JB. James Brown. Ow.
Ow. Come on.
Did he do that? The ow. Who was that?
Yeah,
that was James Brown.
Yeah,
okay.
That's when, you put that sheet over him.
Okay. That little cape. I'm feeling real superwomanish today. Okay, I'm feeling real James Brownish today. What he said? He said, I look good. She said, and you sing good. And he said, and I make love
good. You know, the Lions don't know nothing about James Brown, child.
Okay, so all right. So what's your song choice of the day, brother?
Well, truth is I'm tired. I can't talk to you. I'm trying.
Why are you so tired today?
Well, where are you? Baby, I'm tired. I'm tired. The only reason why I'm tired is because I had a lot going on this week, right? Along with moving, turning my keys in, and worked overnight Saturday and Sunday, and barely got any sleep to work for Sunday. So today, when I got off, I finished cleaning up that old apartment, turned in them keys, and baby, when I say I came home and crashed out, baby, didn't wake up until 5:30. Good, because I'm tired.
All right. So, y'all, before we get started, we just want to give this disclaimer. This is not a substitution for therapy. We are just a sounding board. So if at any point you start to feel triggered, please feel free to take a break, take a few deep breaths, or step away from the episode if you have to. We also encourage you to seek professional help if there's an immediate need. All right. So, with that being said, Daquan mentioned today's topic is one that affects every single one of us, whether it's at home, work, or in our relationships. We're talking about psychological safety, that feeling of being safe enough to speak your truth without fear of being judged, punished, or dismissed.
Exactly. It's the foundation of trust. It's the invisible glue that allows people to be honest, creative, and vulnerable. Without it, communication breaks down, and so does the relationship.
Yes. So we're going to get started with talking about the basics of it. So what exactly is psychological safety? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to answer that question for y'all. It's that sense that you can show up as your authentic self without fear. It's knowing you can say, I don't know. I don't have the answers for that. I made a mistake and not be made to feel small for it.
Right. Think of emotional oxygen, right? Don't notice it when it's there, but when it's missing, you can't breathe. When people don't feel safe, they shut down. I know I do sometimes. I ain't even gonna sugarcoat it. I do shut down, right? They start masking, they hold back their opinions, they go into survivor mode instead of growth mode. I think we all have had that fear of not speaking up and being our authentic self.
Yes. And this shows up everywhere at work when people are scared to speak up, in
Mhm.
families where kids can't express their emotions. Again, with that part, when kids can express their emotions, it's when you ask a question and then your mama say, "Cause I said so." Or you try to express yourself to a family member and they just shut you down or say, well, you just a kid, you need to stay in the child's place. Or it even shows up in relationships where one partner feels like they're walking on eggshells. So to piggyback off of that, there was, at least throughout my adulthood, there was one situation or one relationship where I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Mhm.
Literally. I remember calling my homegirl and being and saying, I just feel like I'm suffocating.
Mhm.
And it wasn't that he was smothering me, and it wasn't that I felt as if I didn't have any independence, but it literally was like I had this mask on and I was suffocating because I couldn't breathe. I was portraying who he wanted me to be. I
Mhm.
didn't feel as if I could be my authentic self because, again, there was no psychological safety there. I felt as if he was conditioning me to be the woman that he wanted instead of fully embracing me for my authentic self. So that's what we mean by having psychological safety. It means being in the presence of an environment or people where you feel as if you could be who you actually are.
Wow, that sounds familiar too. Like I said, I think we all, feel that way. And just to hear what you're saying, like you had to kind of mask yourself. Why do you feel like you had to mask yourself?
Because I'm very social, I'm personable, I'm goofy. I'm the person that will make a joke at a funeral. That's how I handle my trauma. I
Mhm.
crack jokes, and then I can be a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Risque a little bit. And I didn't feel as if he would understand or embrace that part of me because I didn't want to feel judged. So there was just certain parts of my life I kept hidden from him because I didn't want him to walk away from me. I didn't want him to break up with me or dismiss me. And in doing so, I literally felt like I could not breathe in that relationship.
So what I hear you say is that you decided to push your actual self, your real self, your personality and all that, put that on the back burner just because you felt like it was too big for him to actually handle?
Right. So we grew up different. We grew
Mhm.
up in two totally different type of households. He grew up in a two parent. I grew up in a single parent household. Our views were different. Our parents' views, everything was just kind of different. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I didn't feel like I could be myself without losing my relationship. And hence why the relationship didn't work out because I just didn't feel as if it was genuine.
No, I feel you. I feel you on that. And that's what you want in a relationship. Either that's a work relationship, friend relationship, or just a partner relationship. You want to feel genuine because why would you want a partner that you don't even know?
Right. And what that situation or what that relationship taught me was that not being able to be myself fully does not work for me. And
Uh,
I'm talking about in friendships. I'm talking about in a work environment. What you see is what you get. Now I
uh,
understand everybody can't handle me 100 proof. And I get that, right? However, I cannot function in a friendship or in a relationship where I cannot be Darnisha. That
uh,
just does not work for me. I'm not mad at you if I'm not your cup of tea. I don't even like tea anyways. I'm a lemonade drinker. So if I'm not your cup of tea, I'm cool. We cool. No hard feelings. But I am not going to not be myself at the expense of your happiness or at the expense of making you feel good about yourself.
mhm.
So that's where I'm at with that.
No, I definitely understand and I hear what you're saying because I feel the same way, even when it comes to with me and my friendships. right? Because like you, I'm the one that will make jokes at a funeral. You can't sit next to me at a funeral because let me see something wrong. I'm looking at you. You know what I'm saying? So I like to have fun. I like to joke. I like to make people laugh. And I also know that my personality is big, but I'm not going to mask myself just to make somebody else feel okay or above me. You know what I'm saying? Just like to pick it back off of what you said as far as a relationship, I can 100% identify with that because there was times when I masked myself just because I didn't want my partner to look at me crazy or side eye because I know I can be sometimes off the wall. I can do the most. I can be very loud sometimes. And I can also be in a shell where when I don't feel like being bothered. And I understand that a lot of people don't like that because if you are constantly around somebody and then they just automatically just go into their hiding shell, it's not necessarily that they're trying to isolate or anything. Sometimes their social battery is just depleted, and ooh, I need a woosah. I need to be to myself, and I need to replenish my energy. And a lot of people don't understand that, but yeah, I definitely understand the safety of being around people, especially when it comes to a work environment. We try not to mess up so much, especially when you on a new job. Have you ever been to a new job where you was like, "Oh my god, okay, I gotta make sure everything's on point. I gotta cross every T and dot every I to make sure that this thing runs smoothly." And you putting a lot of stress on yourself when you hold that high standard when you're human, you're going to have slip ups, you're going to fall, and it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about that. And I think a lot of people do that as well when it comes to new jobs or even a new friendship.
Right. So you did mention the work environment. Have you ever been in a particular situation at work, in a work environment, where you felt it was not a psychological safe space?
Thankfully, no. I would
Okay,
say
good.
I have not been in that space that I can remember now, where it was unsafe for me to mess up. Like if I mess up, I'm gonna be reprimanded.
There
Thankfully,
you
I've
go.
never had that. What about you? Have you ever had that?
Not that I can recall, but I do want to explain what that would look like. So I know when I was in a supervisory capacity, I would always tell my employees, I
Uh-huh.
don't mind you coming to me with a problem, but I also want you to have a solution along with it. So they knew that they can come to me and I would be open to hearing whatever solutions that they had to offer. So when you're in a environment that is not psychologically safe for you, then you will be afraid to go to management and say, "Hey, I'm having this issue or X, Y, and Z," because you'll either get shut down, your feelings will get dismissed, or you'll be overlooked. So it is important that when you do have a work environment, when you are in a work environment, that you're somewhere where you feel as if you have a voice and your voice matters.
I like that. I like that you provided that to the people that you was managing because you know it sounds like you're solution focused.
How you know that? How did you know I was solution
The
focused?
active listening skills, baby. You gotta
Mhm.
listen to what the people are saying.
I knew
Um,
I liked you for a reason.
we connected
Very observant.
very, very. I see you. We see each other.
I don't know them either.
Come on, color purple. You get on my nerve. Oh my goodness. All right. So that also jumps into our second segment, signs of psychological safety. Now let's break that down. How do you know when psychological safety exists in a space? One, people listen to understand, not to react. I use that all the time. My aunt would definitely say that. She said, Quan, are you listening to respond? Are you listening to react? I say, girl, don't try to use that on me. Second one is mistakes are seen as opportunities, not failures. Let me read that one again. Mistakes are seen as opportunities, not failures. Okay. Get that through your head. If you make a mistake, it's okay. It's an opportunity to get it right the next time. Third thing is you can express different opinions without fear. Ooh, I like that. I like that one. And the fourth one is vulnerability is met with empathy, not judgment.
Mm. Ooh, child, I could piggyback off of all four of those. Okay, so I'm going to break each one down. People listen to understand, I react. I think that's pretty self explanatory. When you're in a dispute with someone, right? And you guys have a difference of opinion, stop waiting to react or stop waiting to respond. Actually, try to listen and take heed to what they are saying because you just might learn something. Come on and learn with something, right? And so then the second one, mistakes are seen as opportunities. A lot of people wonder how I'm so like adventurous and how I start these business ventures. My motto is I'd rather try and fail than to not try at all. But to me, failure is seen as an opportunity to try again, as an opportunity for success, because in order to succeed, you got to have something that's going to go wrong so that you will know how to properly handle it the next time. Then this next one, you can express different opinions without fear. How many of y'all have those friendships or people you're afraid to go to, or you're afraid to even give your opinion to because they're easily defensive or they're easily offended? And so you feel like, well, I can't really tell them how I feel about this because I know they're going to get offended. Again, those type of relationships don't work for me. I want to be held accountable and I want you to hold me accountable. We can agree to disagree. And then this last one, vulnerability is met with empathy and not judgment. I swear I was in a relationship before and I was really vulnerable and I disclosed something really private. And then the person used it against me in a malicious way, right? So then it made me feel like, well, I'm never going to tell you anything again because you took my vulnerability and you weaponized it. So these are all signs that psychological safety is not met when people listening to just react, when they're not taking your mistakes as opportunities, but they're highlighting the failures. And then when you can express yourself without fear of judgment or fear of being isolated or dismissed, or when they take your vulnerability and then they weaponize it.
Oh, girl, you know what that sound like to me? It sound like a toxic relationship to me.
Mm.
Sound like a toxic relationship to me on that one. Just because those are all signs of that, especially when you're being vulnerable with your partner, then they use it against you. They take it and throw it up right back in your face. Now, if I'm telling you something that, hey, this is what happened to me in my past, and then later on that your same partner, see, this why this happened to you back in the day. They throw it right back up in. Whoa, that's not what I was giving that information to you about. I was literally being vulnerable with my partner, but you are using that against me. And one thing I can't stand is some like that.
And when that happens, you find yourself saying things like, "Well, I'll just keep it to myself," or "It's not worth saying anything." And that's a red flag. When you find yourself saying things like that, "Well, I just won't say anything." That's a red flag that you're not in a psychological safe space.
When you sit there and doubt or want to second guess about expressing yourself to this quote unquote friend, partner, whatever, boss, but then you got in that mindset of saying, you know what, it's not even worth it. I just put it on the
Right.
back burner. But then internally, it's eating you up.
It's eating you up. It is eating you up.
Internally is really eating you up. Or you ever had that moment when you was like, oh, I should have said that.
Those coulda, shoulda, wouldas, they're not healthy. They don't add any type of substance to the situation. You know that as a CBT therapist.
I do.
Those coulda, shoulda, wouldas is nope, it's not the right thing to do. The conversation is dead, it's gone. The opportunity, you have missed it. If it presents itself again, you can say, "Well, next time I'll do this." But the whole, "I should have did this, I should have said that, or I shouldn't have," I shouldn't even told him. I shouldn't. How was that helpful? You already did. It's already been thrown in your face. Now what?
And see, this is where we jump into that next segment where we understand why psychological safety matters, right? The truth is, without psychological safety, there is no healing. You can't be vulnerable in therapy. You can't build trust in relationships. and you can't grow as a team.
Man, let me tell you, you can be vulnerable in therapy. I, again, am a therapist. And sometimes it is hard building trust and building rapport in relationships with clients because they're so guarded, because
Uh,
they didn't have an opportunity to be in a safe space before where they were able to express themselves without being judged. And I tell everybody, anytime somebody sit down in my office or I'm doing a virtual, I'll say, there's probably nothing that you could say to me that's going to make me look at you differently, that's going
uh,
to make me turn my nose up at you, that's going to make me not like you or whatever. This is
uh,
the safest space you can be in.
mhm.
So, to add to that, psychological safety is the soil that growth grows in. It's the soil that growth grows in.
If that soil is toxic, there's no growth in it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why this conversation is important, especially for us in the Black community, because we've been conditioned to not talk, to stay quiet, to keep it in the house. But silence kills safety. I don't know how many times I've heard growing up, what happens in this house, it stays in this
Stays.
house. And no, baby, no, because that's not where the healing or the growth happens. Because if you continue to pack it down, pack that soil down, keep putting more soil on top of that seed, where is the sun going to be able to penetrate, or the water is going to be able to penetrate that seed
Mm-hmm.
to spark that growth? When you constantly pack stuff down, you constantly pack, it's going to overflow. And when it overflows, baby, all hell's about to break loose. The more and more you pack down that feeling, it's going to explode later.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to have nowhere else to go.
All right, y'all. So now we're going to get into how we can create some solutions. How do we create psychological safety in our homes, our relationships, and in our workspaces?
Step one, lead with curiosity, not criticism. Instead of, why would you do that? Try, help me understand what made you feel that way.
I
Ooh,
learned way back when during I think I was taking motivational interviewing. When you ask those why questions, it immediately puts somebody into defensive mode.
yeah.
Well, why you say that? Why
Mm,
would you do that? So you have to learn how to rephrase those questions so that the person is not defensive because as soon as you say why, they're
right.
gonna think, well, did I do something wrong?
Yep. Have you ever had that happen to you?
All the time. I've even done it. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I haven't caused somebody to be on the defensive end either. And I'm also not gonna sit here and pretend as if I wasn't a person that some people might not have felt was a psychological safe space because one thing about me, I have always been vocal,
Mhm.
right? So what I had to learn to create psychological safety for my family and friends was to say when they would call me, are you venting to me or
Mhm.
do you want my feedback?
Ooh, yes.
Because like you said, I'm solution focused. So
Mhm.
immediately if they're calling me with a complaint or an issue, I immediately go to solution mode. And I'm saying something a lot of times they don't want to hear, even though it
Uh-huh.
might be the truth.
Uh-huh.
They're not ready to hear, right?
Mhm.
Or they simply just, like I said, they don't want to hear it or they weren't ready to hear it. But here I am trying to solve everything, and they literally were just calling me to vent. And so, yeah, I had to learn how to just calm that down.
It's funny because me and you the same. I can't sit here and say that I haven't been that. Um, I know I've know I had asked why you do something like that. And then my facial expressions doesn't help the situation either when I say it. So I look at all those cues too. I look at the nonverbals. I look at why you say that because I know I automatically was like, what do you mean why? Why are you questioning why did I do something wrong? And then that was having me second guess myself. Well, maybe I shouldn't have did that. When they was just literally trying to get an understanding and say, well, I'm trying to see why you went that way. Like help me understand. And like you said, it's all about changing the phrase up. And it's okay. If you really need the clarification, it's good to get clarity, but be mindful on how you ask for that clarity. Because I want you to put yourself in that situation. If somebody comes and asks you why, be like sometimes, and we get defensive. It's not on purpose. It's
It's
just
an emotional response.
a trigger response too.
Mm-hmm.
A trigger
Yep.
response. Step 2 is own your reactions. When somebody shares their truth, your job isn't to defend, it's to listen.
Mm. Own your reactions. When someone shares their truth, your job isn't to defend, it's to listen. That definitely goes back to asking, are you venting or would you like
Mhm.
my opinion or would you like my feedback?
Because a lot of people, like you said, they necessarily don't want you to tell them anything. They just want you to sit there and listen. Because one thing
Mhm.
I don't like is to waste my breath. If you want me to sit here and listen, just say that. And sometimes my best friend, he would say, Q, I just need you to sit here and just listen. Noted. So that way I won't get in my feelings and be like, now, friend, why you do that? Like,
Mhm.
help me understand. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, okay, let me sit here and listen to you. Now, whenever I call you, girl, I don't need you to need to vent. I just need you to listen to what I'm saying, and I need you to give me your honest feedback because I need that. Sometimes I need that, but that also tells me that I'm safe with you psychologically because 1, I know who you are. 2, I know you're gonna give it to me straight with no chase. And
Mhm.
those are the type of people that I want around in my life.
Right. Now, again, that's the type of friend or that's the type of person that you want in your life. Everybody's not like that.
Mhm.
In addition to that, though, you also have to be mindful when you're calling people. I had to learn this too to say, are you in a state of mind to receive this vent? Can
Oh,
I vent to you? That's psychological. That's creating psychological safety within your friendship too.
yeah.
Because sometimes, especially me being a therapist, I don't have it in me.
Oh,
Sometimes, some nights,
yeah.
by like my phone go on DND at a certain hour each night, and it's literally because I have nothing in the gas tank to give. I have been having sessions back to back. I have been talking to people all day.
Mhm.
I don't have a lot to give. So I do appreciate when I am asked that, hey, can I vent to you? You cool?
Mhm.
Because sometimes if I don't have it, I'm just not gonna answer the phone.
Yeah.
That's why my phone do
Yeah.
go on do not disturb at a certain time. Cause I know I just don't have it.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. I'm the same. You know, dealing with for me, for instance, either when I used to work at the call center, be on the phone 24/7, and then as soon as I get off, I don't want to talk to nobody on the phone. I've been on the phone all day. I love y'all, but when I look at the phone call, I mean the phone and somebody's calling me, I'm like, you're mentally drained.
Mm-hmm.
And even with me working in the psych ER now, I'm constantly around people. I'm constantly around doctors, nurses, you know, other social services department and constantly talking. I don't want to talk to nobody after I get off. When I get off, I'm so drained. I just don't have it in me. Now, if I really need to talk to somebody just to, you know, check up on them or whatever, I'll do that. But when it comes to somebody want to, hey, Quan, I need a vent. Baby, I don't got it in me right now. I can I call you later? You know what I'm saying? And I for me, I know I got to set that boundary because sometimes I don't do that. When I see a phone call and I know somebody that usually calls and tries to talk to me because they need advice, even though it's gonna take a lot out of me, I still do it. But that's me to work on my boundary and to set that, "Hey, it's okay to I don't feel like talking right now, friend. Can we piggyback off of that another time?" But
Mm-hmm.
that's a me thing that I have to work on.
Yeah, that's also that builds something within your friendship too because you can communicate that. Like I had a long day, I really don't have it to give. However, is this important?
Yeah,
Is this like a 911 you really need somebody to talk to? Because I don't want you to be in a state of crisis and
right.
I'm your one person that you decide to call and then I shoot you down. Because
Mhm,
now I just blew up your whole psychological safety spot.
mhm.
And I don't want to do that. So that's why communication is important within friendships, within relationships because you got to know, okay, is this the right time for me to process this vent?
And that goes to now step 3, model vulnerability. When you show that it's safe to be imperfect, others will follow. I like
Mm-hmm.
that one though, because you have to model vulnerability. It's okay to be imperfect. I'm not perfect, baby. I'm not Jesus. I am not the Father, not the Son.
And
None
the
of that.
Holy Spirit.
Hallelujah. I'm none of those things. So I can only model my vulnerability and be imperfect. I know I'm imperfect, and that what makes me me.
Yes. And with that vulnerability comes accountability and saying, my bad. I'm sorry. That was my bad. It's so important nowadays for you to be accountable and for you to say, dang, I made a mistake. Like, own it.
Mhm.
Because when somebody see you owning your mistakes, it will make them more prone to own theirs. And they know, again, it's a safe space. So then we go into step 4, and that's follow up with care. After hard conversations, check in. Hey, I appreciate you opening up a little earlier. How are you feeling right now? That follow up is where safety strengthens. Don't just come off of a vent and then you know they're in an emotional state. So you just don't keep them like that. No, that's what I appreciate about my girls. You know, we following up. They following up with me. I might have a hard day with my daughter. My daughter's on the spectrum. I might call them crying or whatever. You know what? They not gonna let 2 days go by, 3 days go by without checking on me. Hey, you good? I'm not gonna let 2 days go by, 3 days go by without checking on them. Hey, you good?
Yeah, that is definitely true. I love that you have somebody to follow up on you. And that's important to have those individuals, especially like you stated. Don't leave that person in that emotional vulnerability at that moment. Do a follow up to say, hey, friend, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going to check on you. Or, hey, I'm sending the text to check on you. Like for me, I have to check on one of my peoples because something tragic happened to them over this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the night, I've been checking, hey, friend, are you okay? Hey, what's going on? What's going through your head? Help me understand so that way you don't be in your head constantly and you can have, someone to vent to and let it out. Because again, I know what just happened is tragic. So I'm not going to leave you in that state where it seems like nobody cares or nobody's doing a follow up check. Because people, I want you to check on those strong people because they need somebody to check in. I know me and Darnisha right here, we strong, right? But we strong people also need strong people also need somebody to check on them too, because it's a lot to deal with what we deal with. And not to have nobody check on in on us. I know for me, I feel like, damn, nobody want to check on me, but I can be there for other people. And it's okay. But check up on those strong people. They need their cup filled too.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. The refilling of the cup. Replenish that cup.
Oof.
The cup has runneth over.
Okay.
Okay? The cup is at full capacity. Okay? Like, come on, replenish. Man, that's important. Reciprocation. Don't always be the Eeyore. I'm so depressed. Nobody loves me. No. Like you have to bring some kind of positivity into the situation.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, psychological safety is about connection. It's about saying, you matter enough for me to listen. You matter enough to feel safe here.
All right, y'all. So y'all already know what time it is. It is that good Q&A time, y'all. It is Q&A time.
It's time for the Q&A. It's time for the Q&A. It's time for the Q&A. It's time for the Q&A.
All right, all right, all right. So, Daquan, what is that good Q&A question for us today?
Today's Q&A question comes from Marcus in Michigan. Marcus would like to know, why is it so hard for men to seek mental help without appearing as weak? Ooh.
Oh, that's good. Hold on. You see, I threw up the mitten for Michigan. Hey, 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 hey.
Girl,
Okay.
bye.
It's shaped like a mitten. Good question, Marcus. Why is it so hard for men to seek mental help without appearing as weak? Well, Daquan, man over there with the, I see your little muscles out.
These little skinny things right here, let me put some gym, then we can pull our muscles, okay?
You better own them skinny muscles. You better own them.
And do,
They
and do,
yours. They
and is,
yours.
and is.
Okay.
Well,
So what you think?
well, I was saying it's because of what we was taught. It's taught for men not to cry. It's taught for men not to talk about their emotions. It's because all those are deemed as weak, quote
Mm-hmm.
unquote. We got to get out that stigma. Um, because what that shows me is the ones that don't sit there and cry, the ones that don't express their emotions, they're weak. Why? Because being able to express those things, being vulnerable, that's a vulnerability. And in order for you to be strong, you have to be vulnerable. You can't
Mm-hmm.
sit there and be like, "Oh, I can't cry. Men are not supposed to cry." But if you don't cry, then that's going to eat you up internally. If you don't cry, you're going to get upset. You're going to go through a depression. You're going to go through anger issues. You're going to develop these psychological issues because you constantly, as I stated earlier, you packing stuff down. And you need to express how you're feeling. Just because you express how you're feeling or somebody did something to you, how are you weak? That's my question. How are you weak if you're expressing that somebody hurt you? You supposed to be this impenetrable force that nothing is supposed to get to you? Man, get out of here. Because last time I checked, this is flesh and bones. This
Mm-hmm.
is not metal and bolts. You are a human. It's okay to express how you feel. What's the weakness comes from today's society. But I do love our generation. My generation is now becoming we're the woke generation, where mental health is being expressed more compared to what it was back then. And so I appreciate mental health is something that is being now pushed to the forefront because we realize how important it is. If you can sit there and exercise, do physical maintenance on yourself, why can't you do psychological maintenance on yourself?
Amen. And I'm not a man, right? So I'm going to come from this as a perspective as a mother of a 19-year-old son and how I raised him.
Jeez, he's 19, y'all.
He is 19. So for me, it was important for my son to be able to demonstrate emotional regulation. And when you don't know that, when you grow up trying to conceal how you're feeling or trying to mask it, you don't know how to regulate your emotions because you don't even know how to identify them. Because as soon as something causes you pain, you're instantly trying to mask it because my daddy told me I can't cry. Huh? Why not? Crying is a natural emotion. Being angry, being dismissed, feeling guilty, feeling envious, all those are natural emotions. Why can't you express them? So then what happens is you become an adult male and you don't even know what to do with them. So they come out in different ways. Those emotions show differently. They show as aggression. They show as passive aggression. They show as shutting down because you never learned what to do with them. I like, it don't impress me. A man that don't cry, that's not impressive to me. To me, that means you don't have a lot of emotional intelligence and that you don't know what to do with the emotions that you have. That's what that says to me.
Yeah. I get that too. It's the emotional intelligence that people lack. That's where it is. It goes to my daddy taught me this. My daddy taught me that. Not supposed to do this. And it also doesn't help when you have people of the community or even the opposite sex as women. I have to put it out there. Some women will say, "Oh, you weak if you cry." And a lot of people fall into that category of caring what other people think. Instead of actually caring what other people think, they need to not care what people think and being able to express your feelings and emotion in a healthy way, not a negative way. But just go ahead and put that, it has to be in a healthy way to regulate these moods. Go to a therapist. And if you realize that you're not able to communicate effectively and you get upset instantly because you don't know to find the words or to express your emotions, go to somebody to speak saying, "Hey, this is what happened. I don't know why is this? Why am I doing this?" Baby, they'll be able to unlock some things that you didn't even know that caused you to be this way. So I'm an advocate for go ahead and cry. It's okay to cry. Lay
your head on my pillow.
But Ayana also say, just lay your head on my mammy's titty. and just cry. Just
Come on, baby. Right here, baby. Go on and get it out now. Go on and get it out.
But I want for men in general, Black men especially, let it out. Just because you cry or you express your feelings doesn't mean that you're gay, doesn't mean that you're weak, doesn't mean none of those things. If you actually worried about what other people think, for me, that's weakness.
Yeah.
But if you learn how to express your emotions and be in a good space, you will be able to manage your emotions and understand your emotions and be able to effectively communicate the way that you need to say, this is what hurt me.
Boom. Because it ain't all about, we're not just saying cry. No, we're saying learn how to express your emotions. What Daquan said, vocalizing what you just did or what you said, that hurt me, right? Or, man, that didn't make me feel good. That triggered me. Or, you know what? That bothered me. That really made me feel dismissed or unappreciated, or I felt disrespected. Learn how to communicate those things. Identify them first. Identify what the feeling is, and then communicate what it is. But it's okay, regardless of your race, regardless of your sex. It's okay for everybody to express how they're feeling. And there's professional supports out here to help you.
Just seek it. We tell you all the time, this is not a platform to substitute therapy. Hence why you have us advocating for you to go to therapy. Go speak to somebody. And again, therapy is, I want people to stop minimizing their feeling and say, well, other people have bigger problems to listen to, that somebody needs to listen. No, don't minimize your feelings, because what's important to you is important to you. That's big for you. Get
That's a
that to
word.
you. Don't worry about if you feel like it's not minor if it's bothering you. Let's go ahead and say that. It's not minor if it's bothering you. So don't minimize it, and go seek the proper therapy. Go seek the help that you need. There's people out there that will sit there and listen. Okay?
Amen. All right. So we hope, who was that? Marcus?
Marcus.
Okay, Marcus. Marcus from the Mitten. We appreciate you. We hope we gave you some jewels on that. And so now we got another segment for y'all with our affirmations and action of the day. Daquan gonna hit y'all with those. What it do?
All right. So today's affirmation is, I let go of what I cannot control. Let's do that one more time. I let go of what I cannot control.
Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. I hate that song, but let it go.
You sing that every time.
And I hate it every time.
Let that thing go.
Oh,
Okay.
God. And today's action for today, be kind to yourself.
Did you just think of that right on the spot? Okay, because I saw your eyes shift. I'm watching you.
Yes.
All right, be
That's why I like you.
kind.
That's why I like you.
Be kind to yourself. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Show yourself some grace.
Ooh, grace and mercy.
Grace and mercy. Come on now with the grace and mercy.
Yes, if I have my hair, you'll see me flip it. Yeah, like that.
Hair flip. Because I didn't tie this in good enough, so I'm gonna stop flipping. Because this ponytail might flip right on.
Oh God! If you do that, I'm gonna be like, oh.
And I ain't gonna edit it out either if it do, because I have to be my authentic self. That's what this was about. This is a safe space. Y'all can judge me if you want to. Judge your mammy. Don't judge me. So yeah, that concludes today's episode. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us on today. Today we talked about psychological safety. We hope that this conversation gave you something to think about, and maybe even a few tools to create safer spaces within yourself and your relationships. Remember, healing takes honesty, patience, and a little bit of grace. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
And that's a wrap for this round of Trigger Happy Hour, where we take shots of the truth with no chaser. Just broad conversations where the shots are sharp and it takes a sharper, and nothing gets off the table. If you like what you heard, hit that follow button, leave a review, and tell someone who can handle the heat. Pull up a bar stool next week for more real talk. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Until then, stay bold, stay loud, and don't water it down. Cheers.